Hey guys, it's me. So in this video I'm finally going to be making the FAQ that I've been talking about forever. I'm well above 100 subscribers now, which I'm so thankful for, so I want to thank you for all of your subscribing and interest that you put in my videos. And so now I'm going to finally do the FAQ. Now I have no idea how long this is going to take, whether I'm going to have to make it in 2 parts, whether it's just going to be one, whether it's going to take a couple days to do, so maybe I won't be wearing the same dress at the end of the FAQ, but I have all my questions all written out, and so I will try and do them or answer them as best as I can. And I just wrote them down. They're in no particular order, so it's not going to flow very well, but I just wrote them down from, my messages and comments and stuff, and I'm going to answer them. So the first question that I randomly get a lot is, how tall am I? Asian people are generally very small, and they are. And actually, in the US, I'm really short, really short. And here I'm slightly above average. In the US, I'm about 5 feet 3 inches and 3/4 or something like that, so about 5'4", and so I'm pretty short, but honestly I don't think you should worry about how tall you are and whether that's gonna affect your time here, because if you really want to come, you should just come. You shouldn't worry about standing out. I stand out so much because I'm so white and light hair and everything, so you're gonna stand out anyway, so you shouldn't even worry about it. So don't worry about how tall you are. Second question, how did I get my parents to agree to this? My parents knew that I wanted to do this for a long time, and my sister had traveled, and they said a long time ago that I could do the same thing. So they've been very supportive of me doing this, for a long time. So I didn't really have to convince them at all. They were just kind of like, alright, let's do this. They knew it would be good for me in the end, so they let me do it. And so I don't really know. I didn't really have to convince my parents, so I'm sorry, I can't really help you on that one. Alright, next question. Do I speak Japanese or English, and do people speak Japanese or English to me? Okay, so basically I have a big issue. I'm very good at understanding people, but I'm very bad at speaking Japanese. And so luckily my host family is very understanding of that, and so they speak to me in Japanese, which I really am thankful for, because people do try and practice their English a lot on me. And so my host family speaks Japanese to me, and if I can, I always try to answer in Japanese, but sometimes they can't, and they know a little bit of English, so we can, communicate and stuff. But at school, which I hate, kids mostly speak to me in English because they really want to practice their English. And I've told them, oh, I'm here to learn Japanese, so please speak to me in Japanese. And they'll be like, oh, okay, and then they do that for about an hour. But when they talk to me, they think I don't understand because I have an issue answering their questions, and so they think I don't understand, and so then they say in English, and so that's an issue I have. So mostly adults talk to me in Japanese, and then children talk to me in English. Not small children, they talk to me in Japanese, but kids my age talk to me in English, which is kind of frustrating because I don't learn a lot at school, but that's that, I guess. So how much Japanese do I know? I just kind of talked about that. I'm really good at understanding, but speaking is not my best skill. I'm really good at reading and writing, though. I study kanji really hard. I don't know a lot. I know about 160 kanji now, and I started studying once I got here, and I've been here for 4 months, so I think that's pretty good, So I know about 160 kanji, and it actually helps a lot, a lot. Knowing just any little amount of kanji helps a lot. So I don't know a ton, but I know some. So another question I've got is, how selective is Rotary? Now, this depends solely on district to district. For example, my district, they were very selective. Like you have to, in my district, you had to have a 3.5 GPA or higher. And luckily I had that. I don't know how, but I had it. And so I got in. But then with another exchange student, she lives in New York, her Rotary district was way more chill, and they were just, like, Rotary is just here to help everyone, not just the kids that have an easier time in school, And so it really depends. And one bit of information I can share with you is that I have gotten in trouble one time in school, and it was not my fault, however, but I did have an in-school suspension, and so that was like the year before, and so they might have seen that I've gotten in trouble, and I still got accepted. So, if you get in a lot of trouble, then they'll definitely really think about that, but, maybe if you've gotten in trouble like one time like me, then they'll just kind of look it over. So, who knows? Alright, so the next question is, how long are my school days? My school day is actually pretty long. I did the math and everything. It is 8 hours and 10 minutes. So my school is pretty dang long. But the cool thing is that we have 10-minute breaks in between each class, and then we have like a 45-minute lunch. So, there's big breaks in between, which is nice, but it's really long. And then also I have clubs after school sometimes, so sometimes like I don't leave school till around like 6 in the evening, but that's okay. That's only like 3 days a week, so it's fine. But so yeah, school's a little bit later, but you get bigger breaks in between. Do I have school on Saturdays? My school, a lot of schools have school on Saturday, and mine only has it sometimes. Like, they have random studying Saturdays that you're required to go to, and I think they get out at lunchtime and you can go home, but luckily for me, I don't have to go to Saturday school. So if you go on exchange and your school has Saturday school, you probably won't have to go. I never go. So, real easy for me. Did I make a lot of friends right away? For me, yes. I am very lucky in the way that I do have a lot of friends at school, and I love every single one of them. I had a very easy time making friends, and I was really worried about it before I came, like, oh, what if nobody's gonna want to talk to me? Mostly it's girls that talk to me. No, boys don't really talk to me that much, but I do have a lot of friends, and so I was very lucky. But I know my friend, she's been having a harder time at her school making friends, and so it really just depends where you go to school. And like my friend, we're both very similar, so it might not even depend necessarily on the type of person you are, just solely depends on what school you go to maybe. And of course it probably has something to do with what kind of person you are, but overall it's completely different for everyone. But in my case, I was very lucky in the way that I had a very easy time making friends very quickly too. Do people get mad at me when I mess up? No, never. I've never had somebody get mad at me when I mess up. Like, people here are very understanding of the fact that I'm super foreign and I don't know anything. So, people generally will be very, very nice to you. As long as you're trying, they think that your Japanese is amazing. Like, I sound like a bumbling idiot, and I'm just like and trying to speak Japanese, and then they're like, oh, your Japanese is so good. So really, as long as you try, they won't get mad, so you shouldn't really worry about that. So the language barrier, people ask if there's a language barrier, and yes, there is a language barrier. Of course there is. That's a very big part of exchange, is getting over the language barrier, because you're here to learn the language. So, yeah, there's gonna be one, but really, in the end, like, it's an interesting experience to just not be able to communicate all the time. But you find ways to communicate, and you eventually will get over that. Do I miss my family? No. Of course, I would like to see my family, but I don't feel like sick, like, oh, I miss them so bad. Like, I cried one time, and that was when I got a package, and like my sister sent me a letter. That was like the one time. So, oh, I got a letter. I'm very close with my sister and my whole family, but you know, especially my sister. So that kind of made me choke up a bit. But I've been just fine, surprisingly, and this is my first time like being away from my family for so long, and so you know, you can do it. You can do it. Just spend time with your family, keep busy, and you'll be fine. So, you know, I'm doing just fine with homesickness. I haven't had any crazy meltdowns or anything so far. Is schoolwork stressful? My school doesn't really expect anything of me because, like I've said in other videos, it's the top school in my city, and even the kids at the school don't understand it, so they don't really expect anything of me. Sometimes they kind of try and get me involved in class, which I appreciate because a lot of times teachers just kind of forget about me. But when I can, I do try. I try and pay attention, I take notes and stuff, but I don't understand it. So it's not too hard, it's just kind of boring, but yeah, generally it's not too stressful. Alright, so this ended up being really, really long, so I decided that I'd make this FAQ in 2 parts. So this is the end of the first part, so please go and check out the second part if you can, if you have time. I'm sorry that this video is so incredibly long, but you guys have a lot of questions, so yes, feel free to check out the second part, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye!